Hi guys, this video is a bit of a channel update I guess, but the topic is fairly specific. The topic is money. It is a touchy subject, it is a difficult subject and not one I am comfortable talking about, but I felt it was about time I did. As most of you know, I now do this full time. This is how I am making a living now, and of course, making a living is important. So there you go. We're going to talk about it in this video. If you are not interested, and I don't blame you, feel free to skip it because that's pretty much all I'm talking about. As most of you probably already know, you can make money on the videos you upload to YouTube by allowing adverts on them, and you get a share of the money that YouTube makes given back to you. Well, usually, actually, they give the money to a network, and the network then takes their share from it, and then they give the rest to you. But basically, that is the principle. And whilst this is great, it is not the best way to earn money. It really isn't. You don't earn a lot of money unless you are a big superstar with a few million subscribers. It realistically is not a viable long-term option. Even people with 1 and 2 million subscribers usually have a variety of other ways of earning money to supplement it, because YouTube by itself is, well, not brilliant. It's not just the fact that it doesn't earn that much money, it is also slightly unreliable. And so the conventional wisdom is you should always have some alternative revenue sources. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about, the things I'm considering and the things I'm really going to try and avoid. The first alternative way of earning money that I want to talk about is where you get paid by companies to play their games. After about 100,000 subscribers, I noticed I started receiving a lot of messages and emails asking me to play games several times a month and offering me money to do that. In fact, one of them was actually offering up to $5,000 a month to play 4 times a week with my friends. Now, I'm just not comfortable with that. First of all, 4 times a week or something like that, that's a lot of time. That's going to dominate most of my channel. And yeah, $5,000 a month, it's a nice steady income, but you know, you're doing something that you don't necessarily want to do. Let's face it, they're not going to pay you that money to play a game that you're already playing. It's going to be a game that you've probably never heard of, or you might have heard of, but you wouldn't have thought of playing. And it commits you to playing it. So I've got nothing against people who do that, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing for people to do. I'm just saying it's not right for me. I quit my job. I quit a career, a well-paid career, to do this because it's fun. And I want it to remain fun, and that means playing the things I want to play, modding the things I want to mod, and making the videos I want to make. That is pretty important to me. I'm not ruling out doing things like product placement. I mean, if NVIDIA contacted me and said, oh, could you put, sponsored by NVIDIA at the start of all your videos and we will pay you money, I would gladly do that because I'm a big fan of NVIDIA. It's not going to happen because I'm not a tech channel, but you get the idea. But I don't want to make videos because I'm paid to make those videos. I want to make videos because I want to make those videos, and hopefully I can find ways of making money doing that. The next option that comes to mind is subscription channels. On YouTube, you can have these premium channels where you have to pay to get access, and I could set up a channel where I have that, and I would put premium content there for people who are willing to pay. But I sort of rejected that idea immediately because I don't want 2 classes of viewers, to be honest. I don't want to have one Let's Play where only the subscribers have seen it. I just don't want that, because I know there are a lot of people who follow my videos who just can't afford to pay for a subscription fee and still want to see all my videos. And I think they would feel maybe even betrayed if I did that. But I would feel bad as well because if they've been following the stories of Richard and then I do an offshoot Let's Play of Richard doing some quest mod and make that premium only, they're not going to get to see it. I'd feel bad for them. I'd end up putting it on the main channel anyway because I'd want everyone to see it. I want people to see these videos, and I don't want to punish people for not having the money to pay for a subscription. It's just, I mean, I've got a reasonable standard of living, many people have, but some people are, finding it difficult to make ends meet. But they still want to watch my videos, and I want them to watch my videos. So pretty much immediately I took one look at that option and thought, no. I mean, you could do something like where you have a video, it appears there, and a few days later it appears on the main channel, and that might be okay. Although I'll bet you there are some people who would really be irritated to know that the people who are paying are seeing it before them. And I can understand that, but I would also have to post the video in two places. It's just all round, it just seems like a bad idea, even though there are probably ways of making it work. I don't like the idea in of itself. And then of course there is the merchandise option. Now this is an option I've considered, and I am still considering. Kind of a cool idea. T-shirts, mugs, you name it. And in fact, a few people on YouTube sent me messages offering to help me out with that, and thank you for that. And I'm sorry I've not been replying to all of you as often as I should. I just get kind of swamped with everything, and I'm not yet completely organized with my correspondence. I am trying to get better at it, but I am considering the merchandise route, and of course that could help out. But I doubt it's going to be a major revenue earner. My guess is it's going to be a little extra and mostly, a little bit of fun to know there are people out there wearing Steve t-shirts and so on. And finally we come to what is probably the most controversial, or at least uncomfortable alternative, but also one of the more obvious ones, and that is viewer support. Something like Patreon or donations via PayPal, those type of things. And needless to say, this is a subject that I am a little uncomfortable with and always have been. But it is something that constantly gets suggested. People do contact me, ask how they can donate to me, say they'd like to help me out financially and so on. And I have to say I am uncomfortable with the subject for a variety of reasons, but I do realize that this is probably one of the better ways of making a living doing this. It is just, well, I think most people probably understand why it is something that's very, very difficult to actually broach, to discuss. Now, believe it or not, there are people who have donated to me in the past via PayPal. They found the donate button on Nexus and have sent me a donation. And I want to take this opportunity to thank those people and to also apologize for not thanking you before. The reason I've not thanked you before is very, very simple. I knew the instant I mentioned that there is a donate button on my Nexus page, people would go and I would get more donations. I knew this would happen, and I know that people would be donating to me there because of my videos, not because of my mods, and that's not quite how I wanted this to work. I originally added the donate option on my Nexus page to all of my mods for people who wanted to say thank you for me making my mods. And I was expecting a few donations of $5, hey, have a beer on me, thanks for that immersive hood, it's great, that type of thing. And indeed got quite a few things like that. But then I also started getting things like $50, $100. Thanks for all the videos. You've been a great help. Here's $100. And I began to worry that I was going to get people doing impulse donations. Maybe they'd spent 6 hours trying to fix Skyrim and they saw one of my videos and managed to fix it and thought, oh my God, this is brilliant. Oh my God, thank you very much. Oh, here's a donation. And then wake up the next day and go, wait, whoa, I just spent twice the price of the game itself. Or worse, they come home drunk, watch a few of my videos. Oh, this is great. Here, have some money. And it is the sort of thing that can happen. And I just really was a little uncomfortable with that sort of money from people, you know, just arriving. And so I did. I removed the link, and I've never thanked these people publicly, never mentioned it, because again, I didn't want to give the appearance of saying to people, oh, look, these guys have donated this money and here's my link, and then encourage more of it. And I know I'm discussing it now, and I'm almost certainly going to get people wanting to donate more. And I'm going to ask you to not do that if possible. At least I want you to stop and think about it for a while. And if you want to donate $5 because you liked my mods, that's fine. You know, $10. Ooh, you know, but if it's getting to the point where you're sending me larger than that, and it's because of my videos and that type of thing, just hold off and think about it a while. Just do put some thought into this. I do worry that some people are making impulse decisions, and I don't want that. I need to make a living here, but I'll be fine. I'll find ways around. I'll find ways of doing this. And above all, if this fails, if I don't manage to make a living doing this, I can guarantee 100% I can go back to one of two careers that I have a lot of experience in and take up my job instantly without any delay. There will be no problem. I will be fine. My family will be fine. If this fails, I'll be okay. So it's much more important for me, you know, just to say to you guys, make sure you're okay. Don't be going along and donating money to me when you are not okay. Now, having said all that, one of the other things that happened recently is I was made a partner over on Twitch for my live streaming, and I got a subscription button on my channel. And several people have subscribed to me now, and it costs, I think it's $5 a month, and I get $2.50 of that per month. So I'm now making a small amount of money over on Twitch. And I found myself reasonably comfortable with that. The advantages that subscribers get over non-subscribers are mostly, they're quite small. They get some emoticons in the chat, and they also get, at least at the moment, they get immunity to slow mode on the chat. The subscribers and the non-subscribers can all watch the video feed. They can all watch the videos. There's no difference between them. It doesn't restrict any of the content if you don't want to subscribe. But if you do subscribe, you get a few minor advantages. The reason people subscribe is not to get immunity to slow mode on the chat or to get the little emoticons. It's to support me. And I found myself reasonably comfortable with that. I found myself grateful, but not, panicking. Because, of course, the amount of money is reasonably small and it's controllable. People can do an impulse subscribe. Oh, I'll subscribe. And then when they've thought about it a few weeks later, they think, oh, no, I can't afford that. They can cancel it. And they'll have only spent $5 instead of $100. And so I quite like that. And one other advantage my subscribers get is I name my soldiers after them in XCOM and get them horribly killed, so yeah. But of course, this made me realise that there are people out there who will support me with small donations without requiring special content, without requiring premium videos that no one else can see, but that just want to support what I'm already doing. These people like what I'm doing right now and want me to continue doing so, and so support me in a small way. And there are options for that with YouTube as well. For example, Patreon. Now, Patreon is a site that you can go along, sign up to, and then pledge money to the content creator of your choice. You can either pledge money per video or per month. Now, in my case, I make so many videos per month. it would be a little silly to pledge per video. So it would be per month. And you could go along, you can pledge $1 a month, $5 a month. It's completely up to you. You pledge what you want. Now, some content creators will give you rewards based upon the amount of money you pledge. However, when I looked at it, I decided that this is not the route I wanted to go. I mean, I could offer premium content, but then we've got the same problems as I had with having a premium channel. I could offer certain videos early, but again, a little uncomfortable with that. You do get access to the patron-only newsfeed and comment section, which might be an advantage for some people. And occasionally I may run Google Hangouts or live events for patrons only to have a bit of a chat and talk about things, direction of the channel, that type of thing. But on the whole, there would be no rewards for being a patron, which is probably the worst way to sell this idea to anyone, and I am very comfortable with that, because the reason I've decided to set Patreon up for myself is people have asked whether they can, give me money, whether they can support me financially, and I'm going to put this up as a way for them to do that. If people want to support me for the content I create already, then thank you, love you for it, and here's the option. But what I don't want to do is start selling my content. And if I start offering the rewards for the amount of money people donate, I'm going to focus more on those. It's inevitable, and I'm also going to end up with tiered content. And I just want to avoid that. So, like I said, this is probably the worst sales pitch for something like Patreon ever, but I am going to set it up. I am going to make it available, and it is going to be completely voluntary. And I do mean that. Not only am I not offering any special rewards for people who want to support me, I am going to encourage anybody who is even thinking about money problems, who has any doubts whatsoever. Do not worry. I don't want people to feel like they have to support me. I do not want people to think, to feel guilty if they're not supporting me. If you're watching my videos and you're clicking the like button and saying something nice on the video, or even not nice, if you're just joining in, you're supporting me. You support me a lot of different ways. Share the video, all that sort of thing. There are a million ways to support me. You don't have to donate money, and you don't have to feel bad. I mean, people are going to be saying, oh, I really wish I could, but I don't have the money. You don't even need to write that. You really don't. Completely understand. You guys should sort yourselves out. I mean, for me, this is for those people who have spare money and want to help me out. They can do so. The rest, I am not going to be separating my channel into 2 different tiers. You will get access to all my stuff, and I do appreciate your support regardless. And I really do mean that, okay? The only exception to the reward concept may be something very similar to my live streaming. If I ever do a Let's Play of something where I have to name soldiers, like in XCOM, and I do a Let's Play of it on YouTube, I'll name them after the patrons, okay? so that will be it. There will be the occasional nod to my patrons that way. I may do a video thanking my patrons, for those that don't mind being named. But that will be it. That will be the type of thing I do. Okay, so now that I've explained to you why there is absolutely no need to go along and pledge money to me and successfully talked my way out of money, let me just thank you for listening to this video. I do appreciate that the subject of money is a difficult one to listen to as well as talk to, and that this video is probably a massive ramble as per normal. And let me just finish this and say, no matter what, I still feel that one way or another, through doing several different things, I can make this work. It's probably going to take some time and effort. It is taking many hours in the week, but I'm enjoying it. It is actually taking up more time than my previous job did, a lot more time, but I'm enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I've never felt so unstressed in my life. So, you know, this is something I want to make work for all the best reasons, and I'm feeling like it is a good chance. I think there is a very good chance that this is going to succeed. So don't take this video as a sign of, oh my God, is he massively in trouble? I will find ways to make this work. I will be releasing a much shorter video regarding the Patreon thing fairly soon. It has to be a quick, you know, hey, welcome to Patreon type video for the campaign. It will not be as long and babbly as this because it's not supposed to be. So you should expect that fairly soon. And of course, I'll put links underneath that video if you want to know and you want to pledge. And thank you for doing so if you do. And again, thank you for listening to this massive ramble, and I will catch you guys on the next channel update, which will hopefully be more about stuff that I will be doing.